Okay, guys, I'm remaining with some 5 minutes. The 5 minutes are more than enough for me. There is someone who told me that won't I even exceed by a second, and I gave that man my word that not even a second will be exceeded past 2. So I have to work for heaven, and I should be a man of my promise. I don't remember who I committed myself to fulfill that promise. But with what we have discussed, the ladies and the gentlemen, assuming you are, or dear students, that is more universal. Since we now know what a Fourier cosine is, and we also know what a Fourier sine is, we have talked of a Fourier sine here, and we know what a Fourier cosine is. We know that for a Fourier cosine, an and bn, rather bn is 0, but for a Fourier sine, a0 and an are zeros, then we can confidently go ahead and look at some examples. So remember what I'm calling Fourier cosine here, one could use a language to do with the half range or full range, half range, full range. You see initially, for those who are serious, we are moving from minus L to L. But when you talk of a Fourier sine, you see that? You now have to talk of a half range, which is 0 to L. And you can see what is given here is 0 to 1, which is more of a half range. So we know that it is a Fourier sine, and we've seen that for a Fourier sine, a0 is 0, an is 0, you must get this. If you want, you can even compute these ones. These ones will come out as zeros. Please, you can compute. These are the answers you will get. Okay? And with the same function, if you go and you, rather, if you now substitute into the expansion for a Fourier series, you will get this answer here. That's what you will get. So there is nothing much to think about in terms of that. What about the Fourier cosine? The Fourier cosine of the same function here. If you compute the Fourier cosine of the same function, you'll find that bn is 0, your a0 is 1, and the an is that expression. I think I am clear there. So you do the same for all these others. There are more examples here. Maybe there is a remark that we must put into consideration. The limits can't be minus 1. You see, this is what I am explaining. So if you're talking of a Fourier sine and a Fourier sine and a Fourier cosine, you can never have a full range, because in our derivations here, we have noticed that it is a half range, 0 to L, 0 to L. Everything is 0 to L, 0 to L, where it insists on being minus L to L, the function is odd, the whole thing is 0. And this remark is key. The Kuramas, we are insisting that the limits can't be minus. So actually, we should have said they can't be minus L to L for Fourier sine or Fourier cosine. We use half intervals, which I have called the half range, half intervals. This katam there. Now they will give you a full range. In fact, if they give you a full range like this and they ask for a Fourier cosine, then you have to lower this down to a half interval. I think I am clear. The Kuramas. It is now 2, and officially the lecture has ended because I promised that guy that it will end. So these are the examples. That is 0 to 2. You can see it is a half range. But if you are given L, you see this one is L minus X. This is minus L to L. But this is a full Fourier series. It is not a sine or what? This is not a Fourier sine or a Fourier cosine. This is full range. Now, guys, go through these examples. All of these ones are yours. I think we are together. You are going to have a buffet come Saturday morning, because the test will take on all of these plus all of the Laplace you did. All of these ones, they are finished. I don't know whether we are together. The crammers who are dozing, I think you have widened the eyes. All of these ones finished. I hope I am clear here. All of these finished. Everything here we have finished. I hope I am clear. Fourier series and Fourier transforms. There is nothing here. Find the Fourier series of each of the functions. All of these ones we have finished. All of these ones I have already expressed in terms of any even, any odd. This notation, you are already familiar with it. There is nothing there. So all of these ones we have finished. I'm just clarifying for those who may not know how far we have gone. All of these are finished. All of these we have finished. So when we meet on Thursday, I am going to discuss what we call Parseval's identity for a Fourier series. We are starting here on Thursday. I don't know whether there are questions. Come Thursday, we are starting with Parseval's identity of a Fourier series. Please, all that you see here has been finished from what we have discussed. I hope we are together. There is nothing here that has not been covered. All of this is 100% finished. Let me just go through the charts very fast. Oh, someone has said I am late. Yes. Thanks for that reminder. Okay, guys, have a blessed day. The lecture is over. We will pick it up from Parseval's identity come Thursday this week. Okay, there is a hand. I know you have asked for the notes. There is a hand by Mosabe Bruno. Bruno, you have a hand when people are running away. Okay, I will tell this guy, Mosabe. Mosabe, I'm going to unmute you and you ask your question. I can see Mosabe's hand is up. I can only guess he has a burning question. So I'm going to unmute you and you ask your question. Let me, how can I, but I don't see your hand in the participants, Mr. Mosabe. I have not seen your hand. I wanted to unmute with someone with a raised hand. Maybe what I can do is allow these guys to unmute themselves. Mosabe, unmute yourself and you ask your question. There is one who had raised his hand. Maybe he was just trying out stuff. Mosabe?
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Yes, your question.
For today's. Okay, Doctor, my concern is about the notes.
Yes.
Maybe upload them notes, have the notes and the
recordings
also.
I'm going to, as I've said, I was of the thought that maybe the notes were already there, but I'm going to put them there. By 6, those notes will be there. Is that okay?
Doctor, and the recordings of the lectures.
Yes, the recordings, you can, if you are in the neighborhood, you can come for them. If you're not in the neighborhood, there is something I have been trying to get that is called file media, where I can throw these recordings because they are quite big. But for your colleagues who have other platforms that are quite fast in sharing the files, they can pass by, they can notify me, and they pick. There is even one who tried to contact me in the box. I didn't pick the name. The guy didn't even tell me his name. He simply said he wanted the materials. So if you are in the neighborhood, you can go in the box, you tell him you're in the neighborhood, or if your coordinator has other platforms of easily sharing files, I have no problem with him coming with a hard drive, and I give him all of the lecture recordings, and then he shares on those other platforms that you have. Okay, I think the lecture has ended. Feel free to go. The materials are going to be shared, and then the recordings. I'm going to notify, what's the guy's name? Your coordinator. I'm going to do my best to upload these files on media file, and then I'll send him the link where you can go and access those files. A blessed day, guys. We meet on Thursday.
There you go.